Chapter 8, Lesson 1. What is gravity? Each planet in the solar system is drawn towards the sun by gravity. Gravity is a force of attraction, or pull, between any two objects. The strength of the pull of gravity is affected by the total mass of the two objects and by the distances between the objects. The strength of the pull of gravity decreases when the total mass of the two objects decreases and when the objects are further apart. Compare the pull of gravity you feel on Earth to the pull of gravity you would feel on the moon. Your mass stays the same no matter where you are. Earth's mass is greater than the moon's mass. This means the total mass of you and the Earth is greater than the total mass of you and the moon. The pull of gravity between you and the Earth is stronger than the pull between you and the moon. In fact, the moon's gravity is about 1/6 of Earth's gravity. Two objects do not have to touch each other to produce a force of gravity between them. The pull of gravity between the Earth and the Sun acts across 150 million kilometers, or 93 million miles, of space. Gravity also acts across roughly 6 billion kilometers, 4 billion miles, of space between the Sun and Pluto. Since the distance is further between the Sun and Pluto, the pull of gravity between the Sun and Pluto is weaker than the pull of gravity between the Sun and the Earth. The planets are held in their orbits around the Sun by the force of gravity between each planet and the Sun. An orbit is a path one object takes around another object. If gravity was the only force acting on a planet, the planet would be pulled into the Sun. What prevents this from happening? All objects have a property called inertia. Inertia is the tendency of a moving object to keep moving in a straight line. As Earth orbits the Sun, it is pulled towards the Sun because of gravity. At the same time, Earth's inertia makes it move away from the Sun. As a result of the effects of gravity and inertia, Earth moves in a nearly circular orbit called an ellipse. When Earth is closest to the Sun, it is about 147 million kilometers, or 91 million miles away. When Earth is furthest from the Sun, it is about 152 million kilometers, or 94 million miles away. This 5 million kilometer or 3 million mile difference shows that Earth's orbit is close to, but not quite, a perfect circle. Remember to check out all the text features on the page, including the diagram and the photograph, before continuing. What causes seasons? You probably feel like you are still sitting as you read this page, but you are actually rushing through space at 30 kilometers per second, or 19 miles per second. This is the speed at which Earth is moving around the Sun. Earth's orbit is about 942 million kilometers, or 585 million miles long. How long does it take Earth to make one revolution? A revolution is one complete trip around the Sun. Earth makes this trip in 1 year, or 365 and 1/4 days. During a year, you observe seasons changing on Earth. What causes the seasons to change? As Earth revolves around the Sun, sunlight strikes different parts of the Earth at different angles. These changes in the angles of sunlight cause the seasons. The angle at which sunlight hits Earth changes during the year because Earth's axis is tilted 23 degrees. An axis is a straight line about which an object rotates. Earth's axis is an imaginary line that runs through Earth between its north and south poles. As Earth revolves around the Sun, the tilted axis always points in the same direction. When the northern hemisphere is tilted away from the Sun, the ground does not receive much heat energy and temperatures are low. In the northern hemisphere, this is the beginning of winter. At the same time, summer begins in the southern hemisphere. The southern hemisphere is angled towards the Sun, so the heat energy of the sunlight is more concentrated. The ground receives more heat energy and the temperatures are warmer. Because the tilt of Earth's axis always points in the same direction, the seasons in the northern and southern hemisphere are always opposite. In spring and in autumn, both hemispheres receive equal warmth from sunlight, which makes temperatures mild. What causes day and night? You are moving through space at 30 kilometers per second, or 19 miles per second. As Earth revolves, you are also spinning in a circle at about 1,600 kilometers per hour, or 1,000 miles per hour, as Earth rotates. One rotation is a complete spin on the axis. Earth makes one rotation every day, or 24 hours. At any point in time, half of Earth's surface faces the Sun and is in daylight. The other half of Earth's surface faces away from the Sun and is in darkness. The tilt of Earth's axis affects the length of the day. If the axis was not tilted, day and night would each be 12 hours long. Instead, there are more hours of daylight and fewer hours of night during the summer. Shouldn't you feel movement as Earth revolves and rotates? You don't feel these motions because you are carried along with Earth. It is as if you had your eyes closed as you sped down a perfectly smooth highway in a car. As you sat in the car, you would not feel the motion of the car and would not be able to tell that you were moving. If you watch objects in the sky, such as the sun, they appear to rise in the east and set in the west. This is the apparent motion of these objects, but is not the real motion. As Earth rotates from west to east, objects in the sky appear to move in the direction opposite of Earth's movement. Don't forget to check out the excellent diagram on Earth's rotation on this page. Also, there's a lesson review to help you review the concepts that were read in this chapter.